Well, if you haven't been paying attention, here's your news alert. Blade Show is less than a week away. And there's a lot of stuff that's going to be dropping at Blade Show. There's a lot of fun things that I've heard about. And we're going to go over one of them. Maybe you've heard about it. Maybe you haven't. My name is Brad. And welcome back to Screaminpirate EDC. So, today we are talking about a Vero. If you're not following me on Instagram, you should be. And with that being said, there's a new Vero. This is it. It is the Vero Nova. Now, I had the pleasure of getting this in from Vero Engineering. I'm going to be taking it back to them at Blade Show, just so you know. And I'm allowed to say anything I want about this knife. They're not going to edit me out or anything like that. But Joseph is an old friend, and I'm really excited to take a look at his new offering. So, without any further ado, let's head top down and take a closer look at the Nova. All right, guys. So, top down with the Nova. I'm going to go ahead and have some stats on the screen for you while I talk about the knife. So, this is a little more of a stout option than Vero typically offers. It is wider in this dimension. It's not super thick. As you can see, I'm going to have a few size comparisons in a bit, guys. But you do have that Vero opening slot on both sides, which is nice. I do like to see that. Also, there is a ton of milling. I like having a screwless clip like this, so the screws are on the inside. Yeah, overall, some really nice touches. Obviously, I wear a large glove. It is fantastic in hand. So before I go over, kind of my personal thoughts on this one, let me go ahead and do some size comparisons since most people have not seen this because, honestly, these are technically launching at Blade Show. I know a few people have an early config, but there's not many out there in the wild. So let's start with the most obvious, with the Veros. So I'm going to throw an isotope above it, and you can see the isotope is bigger there, not terribly so, and then below it is an impulse. So right around the same size as an impulse, little bit smaller than an isotope. But the other thing I wanted to show you, because the Impulse was his first model, and you can see it here, it is wider in the dimension here. But this is closer to like a thin pulse, I guess is the best way to put it, because look how much thinner that is there. So just something of note for you guys. Let me go ahead and tuck the Veros out of the way. Now, I know these aren't going to be as well known, but there are a few more I wanted to show you. Another designer knife that is similarly a little bit larger, a little bit more hard use, is going to be the Arcane Design Plexus. Now, this is his collaboration piece with Isham. And as you can see, not terribly different. So if you have a Plexus and you like the overall size, the Vero Nova might be right for you. Okay. Let's go ahead and tuck that out of the way, and let's grab some well-known pieces so that you guys can get a good idea on the Nova. Now, I do not know if these are going to be available for pre-order shortly after Blade Show, but obviously they will be available at Blade Show. First up, let's compare it to a Mordax. Yeah, it is almost exactly the same length as a Mordax. If you have a Mordax and you want something a little bit beefier, a little bit wider this way, yeah, Nova is pretty dang close. After that, one that I was super surprised is so similar in overall length. I even talked to Joseph about this, and he did not know these were this close. This is a large Sabenza. Yeah, it's almost the exact same length as a large Sabenza. I thought that was pretty cool. Now let's go ahead and take out another very, very popular knife. This is going to be a Benchmade bug out. Now it is going to dwarf a bug out. This is a normal bug out. As you can see, it's bigger on both ends. After that, let's grab, I think, one of the most popular hard use knives out there of all time. In my personal opinion, this is going to be a Spyderco Shaman. Now, I'm pretty sure the Shaman and the Nova are basically the exact same overall length. If you like a Shaman, you want a little bit more cutting edge, and you want a frame lock, there, get a Nova, honestly. They are so dang similar. And then finally, a knife that is not similar at all, but I wanted to show it off in case you guys are interested and you've watched any of my Instagram. This is going to be the Mini Reaper that the pre-orders are ending on the 2nd. I just wanted you guys to see that next to each other. Not similar in any way, but if you've seen the Instagram, you have a size comparison now. So, With all that being said, what do I think about the Nova? So typically on Vero knives, the detent is a bit light. Somebody said that on Instagram, and I agree. They tend to be a bit light. So on this one, it's actually pretty good. There's a nice amount of tension there. And I can do a reverse flick, which is super nice, works very well. Thumb flick is a little bit harder because it is a frame lock, but if I put my finger right about there, it is nice and easy. And the front flip, oh, I'm gonna fail that because this jumping is a bit grippy, so it just grabbed onto my hand a little bit. But there you go. So it is a lighter detent, I'll put it that way, but it is not as light as some have been. I know like my old Axon had a really light detent, and this is much better. Also, it makes the good sounds. You guys know I like when a frame lock really makes a nice solid sound when it opens, very cool. A few things I did want to show you that I'm really impressed with though. Love the contouring here. I do actually like the clip for once. But look at this stop pin. It's actually ingenious what Joseph did here. I'm gonna try to cut out some of the light so you can see it. That right there is the stop pin integrated into the back spacer, which I thought was super cool. So when you open, you get a nice solid piece back there. Looks really good, sounds really good, you know, very functional, but very nice. Ergonomics are good for me. I don't really feel the clip if I'm sitting right about there. I really do like that. It is a touch wider than I'm used to, but it's not something that's bad. I would feel very comfortable using this in like a hard use situation. Would I like a hollow grind? Well, you guys know me, I would. But for a folder that's this beefy, that's this wide, I don't know. It doesn't bother me because the practical use for it, with how tall this grind is, you're not really going to get any thinner behind the edge. I'm okay with it being a flat grind in this situation. I'm really excited to see what else he does with anodization for some of the other, like the new one, or the pre-order limited ones had some like milling in here that was anodized, which I thought was really cool. But overall, if you're looking for something nice and clean, I like that. It is easy for me to actuate. I can actuate it with my left thumb if I do a slow roll. Can I reverse flick with my left? Hey, what do you know? But overall, very nice, very clean looking. It's not very much my aesthetic. I would like, say, like a PVD handle and maybe like, I don't know, a belt blade instead of all stonewash. I know he's going to do a bunch of variations. Overall, I think it's a very good offering from Vero. I like that he's doing something that's a little bit wider, that, you know, is a little more beefy. And I think it does look really good. It stays in line with the rest of his lineup. It has those nice clean lines all the way. Yeah, really nice overall. I think this one is a plunder for me, guys. If it is for you, let me know down below. Overall, Vero is doing some good stuff. I'm happy to see something new coming out from his workshop. So far, damn good offering, and hopefully I see you guys at Blade Show.